Welcome, Tony Robbins fans. Today I'll be participating in the Tony Robbins Own Your Future Challenge. It lasts 5 days with daily homework and of course a daily live event. So let's get started with day one.
I think the next 5 days I know because we've came up with this a little more than a half decade ago.
And you're just now doing it.
By the way, I'm really glad to be here because we had a lightning strike. I was on with you earlier and it literally knocked out all electricity. And now about 10 years ago I saw that there was a huge dip in food services here in this country, in the United States anyway.
You're filming in another country, aren't you? In a country that allows for the S word and has no extradition? You think you can get away with this?
And I'm proud to tell you we surpassed that this last year. We fed over 1 billion people in 8 years, all because of the things that I've learned through self-education and made that possible. So it's like, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
That as its own thing is a very cool accomplishment. I just wish it wasn't met with their fake applause sound effect. So far, he's just talking about his history to prove that you're in the right place at the right time, which is just boring.
Let me give you a sense of my early journey.
You already gave us your background! Okay, I'm sorry for getting upset. Let's just skip to when he talks about today's homework.
10 times as much in the same amount of time. He said, are there people that made 100 times much same amount of that much money in the same amount of time? And I was like, same amount of write that down.
Write that down.
So if you want a breakthrough, you want to go to the next level of your life, there's 3 things I've learned that you got to change.
Here we go. I know this is going to relate to the homework.
But I'm going to give them in reverse order because this is the order people attack it.
Then it sounds like your plan isn't very good if you're not perceptive enough to change the order.
Not a great plan.
Or do you think that if you change the order, they'll still attack it in reverse order? But if you did that, it would accomplish your initial goal.
So when most people want to make a change, the first thing that goes to their mind is, how do I do it? How do I make this change? Of course, that's natural. So we're looking for the first thing we call a strategy. We're looking for strategy. Strategy is the magic.
Strategy is the magic. So what you're saying is, strategy can only be achieved by wizards?
I'll give you a silly example.
I'm down for a silly example.
It's silly.
Strategy should not be first.
Wait, you said this was in reverse order. Indicating that you should do strategy first?
Most people have a story about why they can't have what they want.
I hate to say he's right, but he's right. I've met so many people, and I'm not necessarily excluding myself, that talk themselves out of accomplishing their goals. Just do it!
All the story is a set of beliefs you've told yourself over and over again.
I thought a story was an account of events. I'm learning so much about why dictionaries are wrong.
In fact, there's an old phrase that says, if you tell a lie big enough, loud enough, and long enough, sooner or later people will believe you. You know who said that? Hitler.
Why?
Most of us are Hitler in our own minds.
I don't think this is an effective example.
I can see for some of you it's been a little while, clearly, huh?
Oh my God, that was hysterical. I'm sorry.
It changes for some people. And someone says, could you take out the trash? And you say, So let's try something real fast. Would you stand up for me, please?
I'm yelling! I'm standing.
We all have large bullshit meters these days.
Clearly not. You've got 3 million people participating, including myself.
Hey, Tony Robbins! And I walk in like this. Hi.
You sound sadder than Ross.
Hi.
This guy says hello, I want to kill myself.
About 5 years ago, Harvard did a study, and it was called power postures.
I learned this from one of my brother's friends years ago.
You make a sound of unstoppable intensity as loud as you can. So how do I change? I don't fake it. I change by using my body. I change my state.
Dude, you sound like Barney Stinson if he wasn't a sitcom character.
Whenever I start feeling sick, I just stop being sick and be awesome instead. True story.
You're singing, you're rocking, you're rapping, and you're white, and you're 80, and I'm curious, right?
Write that down.
Now, you have to understand, we all have a 2-million-year-old brain.
Damn, Tony, you're really informing me of facts that I was unaware of.
And I'll be back later in the week for you. Do you know what gets in the way of success? Fear.
Well, that's a great note to end on, Tony, because it's true. I'm almost willing to forgive the fact that you keep saying, I'll be back later in the week, because you don't speak again until day 5. But hey, that makes things easier for me. Let's move on to doing all 5 steps of the homework.
What is an old limiting belief from your past you could let go of today?
That I am not skilled at social media.
What is a new limitless belief you could replace it with?
That I am skilled at social media.
How did you feel about sales before today?
I hated sales. All right, now that we've completed all 4 days of homework, let's watch Tony speak on day 5.
Listen, everybody, I just wanted to pop on before you guys finish up here today.
Oh, yeah, thanks, Tony. Not only are you here with us in real time via Zoom, but you're also totally not the advertised star of this Own your future challenge.
Confidence is tying your shoes.
Damn, Tony, you keep redefining words. I thought confidence was a firm trust. You know, the feeling that you can rely on something or someone, something.
That first day, that idea that success leaves clues. I think before we leave, it's important to remember that the most important skill in life is to lead.
Oh, yes, that's the most important skill.
To lead yourself.
I'm leading this. We're both going to jump off a bridge. Oh, yeah, I'm real excited.
Leadership doesn't mean everybody follows you. What makes you a leader is your ability to influence the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, and the actions of another human being.
What now? Leadership doesn't mean they follow you? Okay, that doesn't make any sense, but let's pretend it does. You immediately contradict yourself, right? You tell me if I'm the only one noticing this discrepancy, but I think when he immediately says,
what makes you a leader is your ability to influence the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, and the actions of another human being.
doesn't that mean they're gonna follow you? Since you've convinced them of yourself. No, I'm done. Let's move on.
What gets in the way? Well, what influences us most is usually what I call invisible forces.
Okay, I really hope this is a metaphor and not truly something he believes.
Gravity, radiation, electricity. Every tool that really influences us, the most powerful ones are usually invisible to us. And the one that's most powerful, I believe, is human emotion. If I waited till I felt it to do things, I wouldn't ever be in the position I'm in today to be able to touch and be with so many human beings around the world.
That's just a different way of pointing out the obvious issues that people have, like not liking their job but needing money, which is just an extremely easy target.
The way you get ready is you do it.
But for as much frustration as he's just given me, he did just give a really good quote.
You need to understand the philosophy of stretching. I said, I've never heard that. What does that mean?
Stretching, Tony, come on, you've asked us to do this several times. For example, you fully extend your arms and you move them. It's easy.
Every time you say, I can't do this, then immediately say, I must, and act on it.
Just do it!
That would get you going in action, but that wouldn't be a very secure life.
Well, that's potentially true as well.
I can't jump off a cliff, therefore I must.
All right, how about this cliff? Okay, yeah, you're such a good leader.
Don't be stupid.
Tony, you need to take that advice.
If you want security, go to prison. If you want freedom, you got to step up.
Oh, wow, guys. I think it's a pretty extreme metaphor, but I think it's very accurate.
We're going to look forward to serving you over the next year and more.
You would have to pay me copious amounts of money to do that.
We've given you 5 days of great content.
Well, yeah, you have, but for the wrong reasons.
I'm not here to pitch you.
Directly, but I am here to indirectly reference what we've got going on.
Part of that is just training yourself to focus on what you want instead of what you fear.
Okay, that would have been a good quote if it was retooled a little bit, because that way sounds a little too basic. But the meaning is true.
Isn't this a great metaphor for life?
That's how you know it's pre-recorded. If he'd even just been live on a video call, but especially if he was live in person, he'd have waited for the fake applause sound effect.
How basic. I teach this stuff.
You just said that before, and I've now retracted my statement. That quote is not good if it was retooled.
How many follow this? Say I. Right? So I'm...
Further proof?
Here's my key question. If you focus on where you want to go, are you guaranteed to get what you want? Yes or no? No. But if you focus on the wall, are you guaranteed to hit it? You know the answer is yes.
That's a convoluted way of saying you won't know until you try.
Now, I think you do, but I'm biased because I'm your father.
It sounds like Tony used to be more self-aware back in the day.
Discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons.
I don't like saying he's right anymore, so I won't.
Now, I don't know if you remember, there was a movie, I can't remember the name of it, but they had this great line in the movie. It said, all you need is 15 seconds of courage to change your whole life.
Are you seriously misquoting the movie We Bought a Zoo, Tony? It's 20 seconds.
20 seconds, right?
And we're going to go on a journey together that is truly extraordinary. So
that was fake glitching, just like this Zoom audio could be fake. Although I'll bet they just filmed him on Zoom.
If you act now, you get 2 Ginsu knives, I think, also for 99 cents or something like that, right? I just want you to know.
That wasn't funny, yet they put the fake laugh audio.
You know, he's put his nose to the grindstone.
I have never heard that phrase before. Okay, thank God that's over. What else is there to say? Well, first and foremost, there wasn't a satisfying ending to this 5-day challenge due to the launch pad.
Launchpad McQuack.
That's not the actual title.
Or whatever the fuck it's called, that you're supposed to do next and also pay for. But I don't even have a satisfying ending with this. Like, just on a personal level, like there were no shocking revelations. No value felt by spending my time doing this. I'll leave you with this Family Guy scene involving Tony Robbins because it's how I feel after watching this whole challenge.
Could you sign this book, please? Tony Robbins hungry.
Also, one more thing, and I want to make sure this is perfectly clear.
They already did this challenge 2 years ago!
Overall, I felt this was a waste of time. I think Tony Robbins has lost his touch, and he's way too interested in being involved with Dean's extremely suspect empire. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.